As I'm sure you could probably imagine, pretty much all throughout China, you can find a bunch of riffs on the theme of a Lao Gan Ma fried rice. I mean, there's probably a non-zero chance that you might already have your own. But in the town of Xingyi, in the southwest of the Guizhou province, not too far from where Lao Gan Ma is actually from, there was this one small shop that actually specialized in Guizhou savory tangyuan, that with a nice hit of smoked Chinese bacon and a good helping of beans, actually whipped up my personal favorite variation so far. And so we figured, why not give it a whirl here? So this right here is our recreation and slight interpretation of that Lao Gan Ma fried rice in Guizhou. But before anything, we do have to be clear, I guess, about one thing, which is which Lao Gan Ma. Because there's obviously more than a few different bottles out there, but probably the most common is what we lovingly refer to as the Big Three. Lao Gan Ma chili oil with black bean, which is actually the original Lao Gan Ma in China. Fried chili in oil, which is a sort of Guizhou-style Liaojiu chili oil. And of course, spicy chili crisp, the international favorite. Speaking in the broadest of generalities, in our personal opinion, this one tends to work best as a chili oil, this one the best as a condiment, and this the best as an ingredient. So that's what we'll be using today. Then, besides that, as I said before, that shop in Xingyi starts their fried rice with smoked Chinese bacon, la rou, and fries that in lard to get a bit of a base. For ease of international replication, though, today we decided to go off a base of bacon, like American-style streaky bacon, instead. 3 pieces, cut into 1 centimeter strips, and we'll be rendering out the grease a bit later to use as the lard. Then, for our rice. Today, the technique that we'll be using is starting our fried rice off with steamed rice. Now, I know that whenever we go that route, it ends up a little controversial in the comments. It contradicts the prevailing internet opinion of using day-old rice, but I promise it's legit and used by restaurants in southwest China. If you happen to have some leftover day-old rice hanging around, that's obviously cool, do use that. But for same-day fried rice, there's no better way than the parboil and steam method. So, to do so, after you've rinsed 225 grams of jasmine rice 2 or 3 times, just toss that into a pot of bubbling water, uncovered, cooking it like it's pasta. Then, after about 3.5 minutes, or once the rice has just about lost its opacity, drain it into a strainer. Make a little hole in the center for the rice to steam evenly, then toss that strainer over a pot of bubbling water. Cover, roughly sort of seal the edges of your lid with a couple of damp rags, or you could also use aluminum foil if that fits better in your kitchen, and then steam that for 15 minutes. And after that time, remove, toss it on a plate, and now we can fry some rice. So, to do so, as always, first, lang yao. Get your wok piping hot, shut off the heat, add in some oil, here about 1 tablespoon, and give it a swirl to get a nice nonstick surface. Heat on high now. Toss in 40 grams of Napa Cabbage cut into strips, or I guess cabbage would also be good too. Stir fry that for about 30 seconds or until it's just beginning to char. Then swirl in a half tablespoon of Liaojiu, a.k.a. Shaoxing wine. Nice mix, and then take it out. Then, same wok, no need to wash. Toss in your bacon over a high flame together with about 3 tablespoons or so of water. Let that water quickly bubble and reduce away, about 2 or 3 minutes. Then swap the flame to medium and add in a drizzle, or about a half tablespoon of oil to get things started. Quick note that this whole boil and fry method is just the bacon rendering technique that I personally like. If you prefer just frying your bacon straight, totally do that instead. Either way though, just fry that until it's crisp and the fat's good and rendered. About 5 or 6 minutes more, then scooch it up the side of the wok. Let a bit of the oil drain off, and then remove and toss it in with the cabbage. Now, you should be looking at roughly 3 tablespoons of oil here. So over a medium-low flame, toss in 1 clove's worth of minced garlic, ½ centimeter of minced ginger, and the white part of 1 scallion, also minced. Fry those until they're fragrant, about 30 seconds or so. Then drizzle in a ½ tablespoon of Shaoxing wine. Good mix, and once you're sure that the Shaoxing's reduced away, Also go in with 2 teaspoons of a red fragrant chili powder. Give that a quick fry until it's fragrant, about 30 seconds more, then go in with 2 tablespoons of your Lao Gan Ma. Quick mix, then up your flame to high and add in the steamed rice. Give that a good mix and fry it for about 1 minute. Then swirl in a tablespoon of soy sauce. Quick mix, then toss in 100 grams of your canned bean of choice, drained and rinsed of course. Super brief fry, seasoning in, then add back in the cabbage and the bacon. Heat off, another good mix, then in with the green part of the aforementioned scallion, and after another brief mix, out. Lao Gan Ma fried rice, done. Now, to go along with this, for me personally, whenever I've got any sort of spicy fried rice, I always like something a little soupy and soothing to go along with it. So this here was just a super simple milky century egg soup to use up the remainder of that Napa Cabbage. I do think that these two things actually work really well together in the context of a complete meal. So if you'd like to give that a try as well, we'll have a quick recipe for both in the Substack post linked in the description.
So this fried rice has the some of the most popular and common components that you will see at Guizhou fried rice stands. And on this basis, if you add some fish wort, jargon, and some 脆烧 crispy deep fried pork belly to it, and then you will kind of get yourself close to the very classic Guizhou Freestyle Fried Rice, Guailu 炒饭. And if you want to know how to make it, check out the recipe up here. So right, as always, recipe in the description box. A big thank you for everyone that's supporting us on Patreon, and of course, subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.